everyone, this is Nectaria again with Sophistication with my next video demo for you. So pardon the getup. For those of you who watched my Cat on a Hot Tin Roof soap, you will know that I'm also an actress and I'm actually waiting to go back on stage for Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. Anyhow, I'm heading out of town as soon as this show is over, and so I wanted to get this intro filmed and get this video out there for you. Because it is a Valentine's Day soap. I got these great molds from Brambleberry that are like conversation hearts, you know, those candy hearts that you would get with little sayings on them. Because this is Valentine's Day soap, I decided to make it a wine soap, and it is scented with Brambleberry's champagne fragrance oil, which smells fantastic. The only challenge with this was that as I pulled the soaps out of the mold, sometimes the letters were not coming off, like they were kind of stuck inside. So I don't know if that's just because I left the white in there too long before pouring the next, or it was just the way that I was unmolding them. Maybe I unmolded too soon or too late, but I'll have to try it again and see if it happens again, depending on what I do. So let's just get right in there and check out how I made this soap.
I'm using wine instead of water to make my lye solution. Because of the sugars in the wine, you have to prepare the wine a little bit differently than just using straight water. But I cooked out a lot of the alcohol, and then I froze the wine. You then add the lye slowly. It takes a while, but eventually that lye will warm up that wine enough that it becomes a liquid. I want to make sure that my wine lye solution doesn't overheat, so I check the temperature every once in a while, and I have an ice bath waiting on the side so that I can put this container into the ice bath when it starts to get too hot. While I wait for my lye solution to cool, I get my oils and butters ready. When my lye solution is cooled, I strain it into another container just in case I have any lye that hasn't dissolved. To prepare the white soap for the letters, I separated some of the oils and then added my lye solution just to that to make one separate batter for the letters. Normally, I would just add the lye solution to the entire batch and then separate out the white batter, but I hadn't used this fragrance oil, and so I wasn't sure how it would react, and I wanted to make sure that the other batter didn't accelerate while I worked on the letters in my soap. Because I had such a small amount of soap, I couldn't use my stick blender, and I was just trying to figure out what the best way was to get this soap to emulsification. I tried a few different methods, and then just a regular whisk ended up being kind of the best option for me. The next step is to add just a bit of white batter into each mold so that I can fill up the letters. The next step is to use a flat-ended rubber spatula to just try and get all the soap into every letter, and then get any remaining soap out of the mold so that I don't have kind of a white layer on the top of the soap. This was the most time-consuming part of making this soap. Now it's time to prepare the colors for the main part of the soap while I let the white letters kind of set up a bit more. You'll see with the purple that I do add a bit more to the soap batter because it just wasn't getting to the right amount of purple. I'm still working on how much purple I need to add to get the shade that I want. I'm now ready to make the main batter, so I add my lye solution to my oils, and then I'll split these, add my colors, and go ahead and pour them into the mold. I decided to do an in-the-pot swirl design for this soap. You'll see that I transferred this to another container right after the first pour because it was actually just a bit too cumbersome to pour out of this container.